everybody, and welcome to the Empowering Industry Podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Matthews, and I'm excited to be here yet again. Y'all know the drill. I'm always excited because I get to bring y'all somebody I've met or I work with, and I'm really excited. Our partner, Chesterton, has been with, a partner of ours from the beginning. I remember doing my first social media presentation with AW Chesterton, and today I'm going to talk with John. So, John, will you jump on here and introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Thanks, Charlie. And pleasure to be here as well, too. So my name is John Brennan. I am the director of the IIoT product line. I'm here at Chesterton. I've been here for about 6 months, but I had worked previously with the technology at a previous role. And background is a mechanical engineer, but been in the sales and marketing gig for 30 plus years.
And so you're an engineer. Why engineering? Why did you choose that path?
I was always really excited about how things work and the mechanics behind how things work. It was always exciting to me as a kid to like tear things apart and look on the inside and try to figure things out. And the more I did that, the more interested I became in the technical side of things. And then I started getting involved with like controls and electronics. And I found that to be even more fascinating. And I ended up spending most of my career in the controls side of the business and electronics side of sales and marketing.
Yeah, and I used to think about this a lot, kind of that mechanical side, talking to the electrical side, and how important that was for. And there were like two separate groups of people for a long time, and now we have to understand all of it and
Yeah.
really communicate as a team to get to where we need to be, which I'm really excited about. I love this Connect product, and kind of I believe that brings all of that together. So tell us about that and what you're working on there.
Yeah, sure. So the Chesterton Connect is an IoT solution. It was the first IoT solution that was applied towards a mechanical seal. The mechanical seal, you can think of the seal as the circuit breaker of your pump system. And, a healthy seal is a healthy pump. And so, having a monitoring solution around that seal seemed like an obvious thing that we should try to do for our customers. I mean, we're in the seal business, right? So have a solution that keeps track of the health of that solution was really well received by our customers. So it came about in I guess 2020, and we've been evolving and maturing the product line since then.
Yeah, and that, I mean, 2020 is a year of a lot of development, for sure, for people, and just that digital. We always talked about digitalization and how equipment talks to each other and the information we need to know. But it seemed like there was a lot of that innovation. Are you
Yeah.
seeing our end users, customers, implementing that today?
Yeah, absolutely. When IoT first came about, the initial reaction was, okay, well, how am I going to use this, right? What's the compelling use case? And so you found that the notion of condition monitoring was a powerful use case that people really liked. But IoT, really only came about around 2015, something like that. So the whole evolution of IoT is really quite new, and we're still like inventing new ways of using the technology. The technology by no means is mature at this point. So it still has a long, long, long ways to go in terms of all the value, the benefits, the capabilities that it can deliver to the users. The answer to your question, are customers starting to adopt it? Yeah. In the beginning, it was like, what the heck is this? And now that people kind of see what it is and they kind of see the value and the advantage of it, they sort of get it. And you're right, this is the melding of the mechanical world with effectively the electronics world. Once they sort of get past that hurdle, they see this opportunity to kind of look inside, right? This is the first time they have an ability to look inside their seal, because if you wait for the visual effect of a seal failure, it's too late. It's done. You've already killed the seal. So being able to look inside with sensors is pretty cool. It's pretty compelling. So what we're seeing is the customers are starting to adopt this technology in a broad-based way. And customers are starting to see the real value of IoT to monitor their plants and their equipment. And as workforces get older, younger generation comes along, they're kind of more familiar, more comfortable with smartphones and IoT kind of technology and things like that. We're seeing more and more adoption of the IoT technology within plants.
Yeah, and I think there's a piece of that IoT, and I think you really enjoy Reliable Plant. They were having this conversation about kind of, we're already kind of jumping to AI and some other things, but what about IoT, and have we executed that? And I think that that's really important to talk about and understand and kind of meet our customers where they are, but also look to the future and developing things that we need as well. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time.
It very is.
I'm looking forward to kind of what's next. So can you tell us anything about what's next with the Connect program?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. Actually, we've got a really new and compelling set of capabilities that we're looking to provide to customers later on this year. I don't want to spill the beans too much on it, but if you are attending WEFTEC this year, you're going to see some really exciting new stuff. And the whole idea is, how do you make it easier to adopt the technology? How do you make what we provide to the user more intuitive? How do we enable more things to be monitored? When you think about a pump system, right? You think about all the things that go into a pump. Well, how do I comprehensively look at that entire pump skid from an end-to-end perspective? Not just the seal, although the seal is vitally important. Of course, we would say that because we're the seal manufacturer, but it is more than just the seal. Yeah, the seal can be the circuit breaker of the entire system, but being able to see the health of the entire pump skid really becomes something that a lot of our users have asked for. And when you think about a lot of the current installations, there's kind of two scenarios going on. One scenario is these pump systems are connected up to a control system, whether it's a PLC system or a DCS system, and they're instrumented to the hilt. They've got everything they need. They really don't need IoT, but that's not the majority of the cases. Majority of the cases are very simple on-off controls. And you have no idea, I turned it on, but it's not running. What happened? I don't know. Right. Well, we'd like to be able to know that. We'd like to be able to know sort of the condition of all aspects of that pump skid, because guess what? Anything fails on that skid, the entire thing fails. It's a very linear thing. And so I think it's really exciting for us to be able to sort of comprehend that particular application and to be able to provide it to users in a new and compelling and interesting way. So stay tuned. We got a lot of really big and exciting story coming.
I love it. I'm super excited. I was always excited about being able to see y'all at events, but even more so now. And there is that repair side, and we were talking about that the other day with Chesterton. So you've got manufacturing the seals, you've got kind of this connected of the system and understanding it with the IoT, and then you have the repair side too. So there's going to be a lot of knowledge coming together there. So I'm excited to see where this goes. For you though, before WEFTEC, is there anything else that you kind of want our audience to know before we jump off?
Yeah, I guess, the one thing I would say is that, when you think about, the IoT technology, think about, your particular use case. Think about how would you apply it? How would you deploy it? Kind of what's the most important assets to deploy it on? Most people think, well, I only want to deploy it on critical assets. But the reality is your critical assets and your bad actors, they're going to change all the time. They're not always consistent, right? So what we are starting to think about is, how do we deploy this technology in a cost-effective way to be more permanently installed. The Connect is a great device for, almost a diagnostic tool to try it on here and see what's going on, and then put it over here because we're having a problem over here. But the real value is as you get less and less people in the plants that are able to run around, this technology gives you that scalability that you never had before. And so it really is up to users to try to figure out, okay, how do I adopt this to be able to leverage it for our best use cases to enable us to lower overall costs of operation on a day-to-day basis. So that can really only be done when you have these permanent installations. So think about that. Think about that as you're starting your transition into utilizing this technology.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like, we would need to understand how the systems are running when they're healthy and they're doing good. Not wait until they fail. Because I've seen some seals, for example, that once they fail, you're right, they're just destroyed. Like, what
That's right.
learn from that?
Game over.
Yeah. So, well, wonderful. Well, I look forward to seeing you. I'm not going to let you go without a little rapid fire, just to let people get to know you a little better.
Sure.
What is your favorite book?
There was a Moby Dick book that was written. There's the true story of Moby Dick. I believe it was called the Essex was the name of the ship, and it was built actually very close to where we are here in Groveland. By far, my favorite book.
I love it. You got that shipbuilding, marine stuff in your background at Chester.
Oh, we do, yeah.
Yes, you live and breathe it. Okay, so what about your favorite music?
Blues. I play harmonica, and I love jamming to some blues that are playing and just kind of figuring out if I can play along or not. See if I can keep up with some of the really good players.
I love that. And okay, so what is the best advice that you've ever received?
Best advice I ever received was when I was been mostly in sales my whole life, and I transitioned into marketing. And marketing is a kind of a leadership role, and you always like try to figure out like what's my role, what's my function, how do I operate in this new job. And the best thing anyone ever told me during that transition was, you know what, take authority, take position. Once you take authority, you take a position, and you're able to show success based on that position, you will earn the respect of your colleague. And that's how you grow your position. That's how you improve your position. I'm trying to teach that to the new guys that are coming up here in Chesterton. But that is the biggest thing. Take responsibility, earn respect.
I love that. And then I'm going to shift gears just a little bit on you and ask you if you could give advice to somebody else, maybe one of those young professionals coming in, what advice would you give them about industry?
Learn your trade. Always improve your trade. Always get better at your job. Your job is not your job forever. Your job is always changing, and your craft is your most important skill. And being able to be on top of your craft and always improving your craft and being better at your craft is what will make you successful, but more than successful, it'll make you happy because you'll feel confident in what you're doing and how you're doing it.
I love that so much. Oh, good stuff, John. Thank you for sharing your time and sharing your journey with us, and excited for the fall. It's going to be a really just great season. We've got August, September, October, November with EPIC, the Empowering Pumps and Industry Conference, which Chesterton is also a part of. And so look forward to seeing y'all, and excited about the future. If y'all haven't, go ahead and like and subscribe, do all those fun things, share this episode because it's going to help people understand where we're going as an industry. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing you and the rest of you too. Let me know if there's something you want to hear, or if you want to introduce me to a cool person. I love that. Until next time, be empowering. Thanks, John.
See you at WEFTech. Bye.